So I have a hodgepodge of stuff that are black owned and kind of not black owned. As I've been doing throughout this whole month, I will just highlight the black owned stuff. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So I actually had a friend let me know that Ulta Beauty is actually now carrying Minted Cosmetics. Had I known prior to kind of finalizing this arrangement of products, I would have probably picked up at least their priming stick. I have that currently in my cart. I think the main reason why I didn't pick it up is because it's not available in store, I want to say, but don't clock me on that. It might be available in store and I just knew I wouldn't have the time to pick it up. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and prime very quickly with my Milk Makeup gripping primer. This is my favorite go-to primer, so I know how pretty much all of my foundations work and react to this one. So that's why I'm going to use this, because I am going to be testing out a new foundation product today and I'm actually very excited. So give me 1 second. Okay, so the primer is starting to seep in, and while that happens, let's go ahead and talk about the first black owned brand that I will be highlighting in today's video, and this is Fashion Fair. Now, this is a brand that at one point was, I wouldn't say pretending, but they made it seem as though they were black owned. But when people were actually doing the research, they realized that they truly were not black owned. They kind of shut down or kind of went away from a lot of big retailers at that point. And now they are back in Sephora and they are now black owned. So I'm very, very excited to try this brand. I never tried them at the point where they were like, before they kind of went away from the big distributors, mainly because I wasn't willing to buy as much as I am now, honestly, but also I don't know, I just never tried it. Anyways, we're trying it today. I have their cream to powder skin foundation, and I have this in the shade Rich Brownie. I did actually swatch this in my last vlog. I believe that's already up. I'm actually in the process of uploading another vlog. That's why I'm like, I think it's the last one. At least I know it will be the last one for when you guys see this video. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good shade for me, but I'm actually kind of scared now that I'm seeing it, at least in person. This looks quite orange, but we'll see. And because this is a cream, I'm just going to go ahead and should I not use this? Maybe I should use a brush. We're going to use a brush and we're going to see how that works. If it doesn't work, then I will wet my sponge and we'll use that. The question is, do I have a clean foundation brush? I don't think so, but we can use this. We're going to use this. This is a Sydney Grace brush. Unfortunately, they don't have the brushes labeled, but this is like a nice density. So we're going to try this brush. And like I said, we're going to go in with okay, so this is not really picking up. Okay, this is not going to be a brush type of foundation. It's barely picking up. Or maybe I just need to warm up the product. So let's keep trying. But it's like matting down my brush. I will say, it looks really nice. That looks very, very nice. And it looks like it's a perfect match. Not for my face, but for my neck and décolleté. I will scoot back so you guys can see what's going on. I just want to get at least half of the product on. That looks really nice. Very nice. I would say this is like a nice high medium coverage because you really don't see any of the dark spots that I have on this side. Let me scoot back so you guys can see the foundation match. This side, of course, has the foundation, and this is my décolleté. I wore the perfect shirt for this so you guys can really see. I think this looks really, really nice. I like this. I like this so far. It didn't it took a while for me to really get the product warmed up and to really work on the brush. And it's not going to really be emollient. And so I think that's why this could actually work nicely with those who have maybe oily or combination skin and they need something to last long on their skin, because this is very, I wouldn't say dry, but there's very little silicone, and I would say no real like give to this. Let's see how it does with this scar on my forehead. That really tells me a lot. It did really well on the scar. Now I did, go back and reapply to that area, but I'm not above going back to reapply to certain areas if need be. I'm checking in a really close mirror. Okay, I don't know what's going on around this nostril. It's like peeling and dry, but my nose isn't dry. I'm just making sure I don't have any random brush hairs, because that scarred me from my last video. I'm not gonna hold you up. Otherwise, my face looks really nice, except for whatever weird stuff's going on with my nostril. I really don't know. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm going to come in so you guys can see what's going on with this foundation on my skin. So this is what it looks like on my forehead. Pretty high coverage. Like I said, I have a scar right there and it pretty much covered that up. I guess I didn't reapply in that area where that hyperpigmentation, that's why it's not covered up. The side of my face, pretty covered up. I have quite a bit of dotted hyperpigmentation around there. I don't know if you guys can see the dry flake stuff, but when I tried to like peel it off, it like continued to peel. So I don't know what's going on with that. I genuinely don't know. Everything else looks really, really nice. I keep going away. I'm sorry. So everything else looks really, really nice. I have like a scar right there because of a pimple or something. I don't really know, but it all came together quite nicely. I'm going to say that maybe I didn't blend in my primer around my nose. That is something that I can do all the time, because that's very weird for it to happen on one nostril and not the other. Maybe, let me try something. I'm going to be right back. So yeah, I don't know what that was, but now it's gone. It was super easy to remove. So yeah, so far I'm actually really liking this foundation. It feels very light as well. It doesn't really feel like I have anything on my skin, which is a good thing. Maybe because I didn't have to put so much on, and I honestly don't feel like I have to powder. Like, it feels matte. It's not really coming off my hand. So this is looking like a definite gem. A very definite gem so far. I'm just going to go ahead and use my LYS concealer. I was going to use a different concealer, but I feel like this is, out of all of my concealers, one that if I didn't want to powder, I don't truly have to. I mean, I would still recommend powdering, especially for longevity, but I don't know. I just felt like this would be the best. Let me know down below if you have a concealer that you would recommend. I don't think this brand has a concealer, but now I'm kind of very curious to see if they do, because so far, this foundation is very much impressing me. And this concealer blended beautifully into it. I have absolutely no issues with that. There's a slight lightness to this face base so far, but not overly light, which is perfectly fine with me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to chance it, and I'm going to actually skip powder today. We'll see if I regret it. Let's hope not. So I don't have my bronzer, because my cream bronzer today is actually going to be ABH. Same with my powder bronzer. That's going to be ABH as well. I will come back just to showcase once again my one Danessa Myricks cream blush. I really want to showcase that and get some more use out of that. So let me just apply this very, very quickly, and then I will be right back. So I am having absolutely no issues getting my products to blend on top of this base. I'm very much happy. I did want to just let you guys know that I went ahead and actually used a different bronzer. I wasn't happy with the result of the two ABH bronzers at the end, so I did go ahead and add yet another bronzer. That one is just the one that's in my Shop My Stash from Morphe. As always, everything will be down below for you all. Now let's go ahead and try this blush again. I believe last time I used a sponge. I want to say I used a sponge, but I'm going to use a brush this time because I've seen a couple other people try it with a brush and say I think that they preferred a brush. And I like to try both ways before I do a review. Well, full-on review. Before I just did a first impressions. This is beautiful. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I apply this. This is beautiful. I'm very, very happy with this shade. I don't know if the cheeks look the same on camera, but in person I'm loving it, even if they are a little bit off. So in case you didn't know, I have the shade Golden Hour, which is the darker of the two oranges. I do definitely want to get at least one more shade in this, but I'm gonna wait for the VIB sale. We've already seen mention of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, which means the VIB sale is around the corner as well. So I'm gonna wait and just kind of keep it in the back of my head, the things that I'm very, very excited for. And that's when I'll pull the trigger on getting like duplicates of things that I've already tried or things that I waited too long and the hype's kind of already died down and there's no need for me to necessarily review it or try to rush to review it, if you will. Next thing I want to talk about is from Fashion Fair as well, and this is their Luxe Highlighter Duo. They have two different shades of this particular product, and I chose the shade Dreamy Topaz. If my memory serves me correctly, this had like a more orange kind of leaning situation. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't know. Well, I guess this one is a little bit more redder. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. That's the best I can do. This is more of a red based highlighter and this one's more bronzy. And I can't remember, based on the packaging, I would assume this is a cream and this is a powder. Let me just swatch it so you guys can see. They don't feel different. So I don't know why there's a cover over one, but this is the more bronze shade and this is the more red shade. Once again, this one is the more bronze shade and this one's the more red shade. This was just the shade that I preferred. If I remember correctly, the second duo was actually deeper than this, and I love it. And I love to see when I actually can't use the deepest highlighter duo, because that does drive me up a wall. Okay, so I think I genuinely don't see a difference in these. We'll just do one on one side, one on the other. Who cares? Okay, so I'm gonna take the one that has the cover on top that is more bronzy. Does this brush have product on it? Most likely, knowing me, it does. So that's one side, and I'm just gonna flip the brush over and use the more reddy tone. Ooh, that redder tone just pops, especially with my blush. So this is the more red tone, and this is the more bronze tone. I think they both work beautifully on my skin. I'm just gonna literally mix them both because I don't see a difference in formula. I just see a difference in tone, and you know, just for my own sanity at the end, I think they both look beautiful on my skin though. So So far, I truly am enjoying fashion fair, and that's a brilliant thing. That's so, so nice. I'm so happy I'm enjoying their stuff. Okay, let me throw on some brows really quickly, and then I can zoom in because we will be doing lips together. And I'll be hopping off camera to do eyes because that's not a black owned brand. And yeah, just give me a second. We'll round this video up really quickly. Hold please. Okay, so I completely spaced. I actually have a lip oil treatment, which I guess in hindsight I could use as like a lip gloss, but a lip oil treatment is typically used for like by itself. Let me see. A conditioning lip oil to gloss treatment that nourishes and protects. Oh, maybe I can use this on top. Okay, we're gonna use this on top. Okay, okay. So let me quickly just line my lips. The lip liner needs to be sharpened. Okay, this is the lip liner from LYS. This is the first time I'm sharpening it. Sharpened pretty well. This is in the shade Soulful. All right. So I just wanted to do a nice little line around, nothing too crazy. Now I finally get to test this baby out. This is the Fenty Beauty Velvet Liquid Lipstick. I am so, so excited to try this out. This is in the shade Breadwinner. And first of all, the packaging is spectacular. It's the silver compartment with an FB kind of printed inside. I don't think my camera wants to focus. There you go. The FB is printed on the top inside. I think that is beautiful. Based on the lettering, you can see what color it is. So if you get multiple, you're good to go there. And I did swatch this in store. It felt more like a creamy mousse than anything. So that's why I picked it up, even though I talked myself out of it during my version of a will I buy it. So let's apply it. Oh. Okay, so the doe foot is exactly what I need. Exactly what I need. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the doe foot is exactly what I like. It's a nice pointed tip, especially for a color like this, which in person feels darker on me than what I've been reaching for. But oh my God, look at it in camera. It looks beautiful. And what does it look like? It looks like it has a yellow undertone. I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but it looks beautiful. It looks so, so beautiful. It feels weightless. My whole face right now feels absolutely weightless. It does not feel like I have makeup on at all. And I am loving that. That is like like a tail sign. That is a key sign for me that like I could wear this this makeup look so far for an actual full day, like my full day. So going to both of my jobs and even doing school all up in one day. This type of face so far, it feels like it could really work for that. Not trying to hype it too much, but it just, I'm so excited and it all looks so pretty. Okay, so we're gonna try the lip oil on top. This is from Amicole. I think that's how I've heard people say it. I was not going to say it that way, so I'm glad I heard a couple people talk about the brand before. But yeah, I have their lip oil treatment and very excited for this. I did, of course, get this in the brown shade. This is in the shade. Is it Excellence? Is that the shade? I think the shade is Excellence, but if I'm wrong, I will have it on the screen. It is just the brown tone. I believe they only have one brown shade. There is quite a chunky doe foot, and yeah, let's try it. Okay, so far, that's the first thing that like I can feel. It's on my face. I can feel it's on me. Not in a bad way. I can just feel it. It's not sticky at all. It feels like it's trying to like do something to my lips, like trying to penetrate them, but because I have that Fenty Beauty liquid lipstick on, it's not really getting to my lips. But either way, I'm absolutely loving this look so far. I will go ahead and film my eye look just because you guys really seem to enjoy the short that I did. And this is just going to be with the Nomad Cosmetic Haunted Europe palette. This has been a palette that has just been sitting here waiting for me to test it out. And I just haven't reached for it yet. So I figured this would be perfect for this look. Let me try it out. And then I actually will be coming back because I will be trying another Ami Collet product. This is their mascara, and maybe some other things if I'm a little bit buried in products right now. So give me 1 second. Let me do this tutorial and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I did clearly do a whole eye look off camera and I did film it for you all. So don't worry, I will do my absolute best to have that video up in the same day, hopefully, as this video goes up, just like I did the last time. But now it's time to test out the Ami Collet mascara. This is their lash amplifying mascara. And if I remember correctly, this mascara has claims of both lengthening and volumizing. It says a volumizing mascara that instantly lifts lashes with a flexible buildable formula to give you the oomph. So I'm excited. I love volume and length, and so yeah, there's a beautiful, beautiful orange packaging with the Ami Collet name on there. Pretty basic, very basic brush. I'm not used to enjoying brushes like this. Typically the brushes that I like are more of that hourglass shape, but I'm just gonna get one of my small mirrors and let's try it. I did already tightline and put a color in my waterline. The waterline is one of my Caladios gel liners, and in my tightline is just my normal black liner from LA Girl. Okay, so you can definitely see my lashes now with this mascara compared to my other eye that doesn't have mascara, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of length. Let me read that description again. Does it quote length? It quotes only volumization in the description. This is quite a dry formula. I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. I'm just going to go ahead and go in for a second coat. Let me let it dry just a little bit more. Okay, now it's time for the second coat. Okay, I'm gonna come in so you guys can see what's going on with these lashes. Okay, so as you can see, there's clearly some definition going on with this eye's lashes, but to me, it's looking very clump city. Like quite a few of my sections, especially towards the back of my eyes, are clumped together when it comes to my lashes. That is not a preference of mine. It just is what it is. But I did want to go ahead and do two coats because I know quite a few people actually do two coats when they apply their mascara. Typically, if I'm going to do just mascara for the day, then yes, I will just do two coats. If I'm going to do mascara and lashes, I will only do one coat. I did actually more so recently pick up my first lash curler. I was going to try to use it today, but it didn't work out. I forgot. Who knows? So yeah, I don't know how I'm liking this mascara so far, but I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye. And when I'm done with that, we'll see if I want to go ahead and put on some lashes. I feel like there's just too much mascara on my eyelashes, and I don't want my bands to get very clumpy with mascara. So let me just apply the second eyes coats, and yeah. Alrighty guys, so I actually just decided to throw on some lashes. These are the Juvia's Place XL Egypt XL lashes. I was not about that mascara. It actually had one of my eyelashes flake off, go into my eye, and that was a time in here trying to get this out of my eye. So it's gonna take me a little while before I get to trying this a little bit more, but it feels like I'm 0 for 2 when it comes to mascaras this year. But that's it. Those are all of the products that I had to showcase in this last kind of roundup again. So let's just go through it. I have been filming for about 30, maybe 40 minutes or so, and this is not the right product. And this foundation is looking flawless. Flawless. Even post applying all of my bronzer, concealer, blush, highlighter, it still matches perfectly to my chest. And what I find sometimes is after my oils project, after quite a few hours, my foundation actually looks darker than my chest. So I am thoroughly happy that so far it's not. I will definitely keep you guys posted. I will need to test this out quite a few more times. Maybe I'll finesse putting this on tomorrow before my day, because I do have a double day where I'm going to school for about 8 hours or so and then heading straight to my retail job. So far, very much enjoying this product. And I didn't give you guys any information. You get 0.46 ounces or 13 grams, and this has a 12-month shelf life. So good there. Let's see. I use my LYS concealer. You guys have heard me raving about this time and time again. Absolutely love this concealer. It has been in my top drawer, and it just depends on what I have in my top drawer. Sometimes it'll go in, sometimes it'll go out, but it's still very much a favorite. That's why I was kind of more or less reaching for it this past year. Bronzer wasn't black owned. Blush was though. Blush once again was this Danessa Myricks. So far I have no problems with this product. If you haven't picked it up and you're still interested and you happen to be rouge, I say wait for the VIP sale. That way you can score it on a nice discount, because Danessa Myricks' actual website, she doesn't do a lot of sales. She does decent sales, but not a lot. So I would just say score it on a discount, but it's beautiful. And if you can't wait, definitely would recommend going ahead and scooping it up without a doubt. Clearly, I already picked up one and I've been wearing it pretty much the last couple of times that I could put it into a full face. The highlighter duo, absolutely enjoying that. I don't know what the significance of this little flap is. Typically that means that it's a cream underneath, but it didn't feel any different in the formulation at all, nor did it apply differently on my face. So I do want to do some investigation on that to see what's going on with that particular product, because I'm confusion. Then we jump all the way to lips, because I didn't have anything else to really talk about when it comes to black owned. So lip liner, I'm really enjoying this lip liner. I wish they had a darker version, and they may, so I need to do some research. If they do, I'm definitely going to be picking it up, whether it's through my affiliated link, which is always down below, through their website, which they do decent sales, or through Sephora. One way or another, I'm going to probably be picking up the darker brown, because I really do like that formula. The Fenty Beauty, really enjoying this so far. It went on nice and creamy and mousse-like. It did not feel thick or anything, and it kept my base and my full face feeling very weightless, very effortless. The Ami Collet lip oil feels nice. I definitely need to try this without any lip product in between to see how it truly feels on my lips, but it's lasted quite some time, and I've been talking for a good amount of time. So definitely enjoying this so far. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite, but like I said, I haven't tried it directly on my lips, and I'm actually almost done with my favorite lip oil, which is actually the Lunar Beauty lip oil. I'm almost done with that. I'm pretty much scraping the bottom of that because it's such a good lip oil and I kind of want to finish it. But I might move my Tower 28 to that location because I'm almost done with that, and why not just knock 2 lip products out this year. As for the Ami Collet mascara, I think for this particular video, this is the one product that I'm not really feeling. I definitely need to give it some more love, some more attention, see if there's different things that I can do to make it work. But so far, that is definitely the product that is just not for me. I would love to hear your opinions on some of these brands. Like I said, this is the first time I've tried Fashion Fair and Ami Collet, and I heard a couple of people really raving about the Ami Collet tinted moisturizer. So let me know, is there any other hidden gems between those 2 brands that you would recommend, and also any of the other brands that I talked about today? As always, everything will be listed and the link down below. And with that said, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.